Hi, today I want to talk to you about trying on your wig for the very first time. So let's say that you get your wig and you're super excited, you've got hair mail and you can't wait to put it on. Hold on the brakes for just a minute because I want to show you and talk to you about setting your expectations for yourself and how to try that wig on for the first time. So the first thing I will say is that know that when you try on a new wig, and especially if you are a new wig wearer, that if you haven't had hair, you have very little hair, then you put on this wig, you're going to be shocked. Whether you love the style or you don't love the style, it may be a little bit of a shock to you. So I want you to give yourself some time and some grace and some patience about putting on the wig and styling the wig. Always make sure that you have a little bit of time to invest in this. You don't want to run in just because you've gotten hair mail and throw on this wig because it may not look like you think it's going to look to begin with. The second part of this is when you try on a wig for the first time, I always try it on when I am looking and feeling my best, whatever that is for you. I always make sure that I'm dressed. I don't wear gym clothes or whatever that I'm not going to be normally wearing, or my pajamas, whatever I'm normally not going to be wearing when I try on this wig. I also like to have on makeup because usually when I'm dressed, I have on makeup, I'm dressed, I'm ready to try on the wig because then it's going to give you the best vision of what that wig is going to look like on you. So those things are very important. Get dressed, put on your makeup if you wear makeup, put on lipstick if you wear lipstick, if you wear jewelry, whatever you normally do. Please do yourself and the wig a favor in doing that because I think you'll have a much better experience. Also know that when you put that wig on, it's going to need a little bit of work. Whether it is the most perfect style and color for you, you always need to be able to move that wig around. So today we're going to try on a wig. I'm going to try on a wig just to show you so that it helps give you a little bit of confidence about what it can look like. Before I do that, I want to tell you the tools that I always have on hand before I try on my wig. So when I try on my wig, I always have my wig comb. Only use a wig comb on your wig. If you need to watch the video on how to secure your wig properly, I will put the link below. You can check that out. If you like these videos, please click like and subscribe so that others can find them as well. But I did want to mention, there's a video about how to put your wig grip or how to secure it properly. Today we're just going to be talking about trying it on for the first time. So I always have my wig comb. Only use a wig comb, no regular comb. Same thing, I always have my wig brush as well. Again, wig brush specifically for synthetic wigs. And again, what I'm trying on today is a heat-friendly synthetic wig, and these are the products that I use to try on a heat-friendly synthetic wig. If you have a different wig type, you will most likely be using different tools, so do your research on that. I also have a water bottle. I just happen to like this one because it comes out very fine. I'm going to use it to break the part in the top of my wig. And also if I'm going to move the fibers around, if I need to style it with a little heat, I always use this as well, along with my heating tools. I always have this, it's a hair finishing stick. This to me is my very best friend. I use this all the time, but I also am going to be using it today when I try on my wig for the first time. So those are things to mention. Before we even get into it too, I want to mention, all of the things are different for different kinds of wigs, but I can tell you that if you get a brand new wig, you'll have a zigzag part in it. You need to make sure that you read and understand if you're shopping online, the return policies for your wigs, because they are all very different. But I do know that if you break the part, the zigzag part, you cannot return the wig. If you've brushed the wig, you cannot return the wig. You can still try the wig on with a wig cap. They usually provide you with some type of cap to try your wig on with. Try the wig on, move it around with your fingers, all of those things, but don't break the part if you're not planning on keeping it. But you can still get a great view on what you think that style is going to look like. All right, tools that I have on hand too. I always have my heated comb, and I have it set at 265 degrees. Be careful because you can burn yourself, so please be careful. But I always have this ready because I always know, for me, I like to move the fibers away from my face, so I like to have that ready. Also, I have my longe tool. Again, even though it's already been styled, if there's a curl that I don't like where it is or something like that, I always know that I can move it around a little bit with this tool and a little bit of water. The last two things I always keep on hand when I'm doing a wig for the first time are these clips. Again, if I'm trying to move it around away from my face, I use these, and I'll show you exactly how I use these to style the wig. So let's get going. Okay, we're ready to try on our wig. If you haven't watched the video yet on how I secure my hair to wear wigs, I'll put the link below, you can check that out. But I have my wig grip on in the right direction so that it grips the wig. I have my hair in a low pony. I just like to keep it low. People do it differently, but I don't have much, but I put it back here. It kind of helps hold the wig into place also. So I've got my wig, I have my hair mail. Now we're ready to take a look. And this is not a wig review. We can always do wig reviews later. Today my goal is just to show you what you're gonna do when you get your wig and you're trying it on for the first time. So just so that you know, this wig is Newport Milkshake Blonde Rooted by Belle Tress. The other wig that I had on was Well Played by Raquel Welch, and I'll put the information for that wig as well. I did give her a little trim, so she's a little bit shorter. For me, that's another nice thing. You can always, at a later time, either have someone trim your wig if you think it's too long or you want bangs or something. Those are topics for a later day, but wanted to share with you what we're trying on. So I'm gonna take her out of the box. Okay, she comes like this. She may be, sometimes they put hairpins in to secure them into the box, and I'm gonna take her out. And she comes with a hairnet. So I always take the hairnet off. I always save these hairnets, and I always save my boxes. When I am not wearing my wigs regularly, I like to store them in their boxes along with a silicone gel packet. I live in Florida. I try to keep all the moisture out, but I prefer keeping them in their own box. Also, they will come with a tag like this, and it's secured on your wig. Don't take this off until you're ready and you know that you are going to keep your wig. I pulled this off just because I know I'm keeping this wig because we're styling it, and I have a wig obsession, and I already know that I love her, so we're gonna try her on. So she comes out just like this, okay? So, and you see she's got the adjustable tabs in the back. She's got these velvet ear tabs, and I'm just showing you because we're gonna be using those things. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take her out, and you're gonna flip her over. And you can, even if you're planning on returning this wig, you can always shake it. You can shake it up, you know, and loosen up those fibers. Just don't break the part on this wig until you're sure that that is a wig that you're keeping. So I've shaken her out. Now we're gonna put her on. And this is how you do this. So I move all the extra fibers out. This is the top, and this is going right here. I'm not trying to hit my hairline, but I'm gonna go a little bit here, and we're gonna adjust the wig as we go. But I want you to know you're gonna dive right into the wig. This is how I put my wig on every day. So again, my head's gonna go right here. Okay, gonna go under my pony. And I'm gonna take them by the ear tabs, and just kind of knowing that I'm gonna be moving it around a lot, I'm just gonna secure it so that I know that it is even on both sides. So I've got her like that. Now, I'm gonna flip her over. This is where you don't freak out, okay? Because I can already tell it's not where it's supposed to be, and it is not styled, and that's okay. So that's why I'm telling you, I want you to, give yourself some time, give yourself some patience, because this is not how you know that your wig is going to look. So I already know she has to go back. And if you haven't watched my other videos about how to situate your wig, if you have a hairline, that's great. But if you don't have a hairline, or it's not where it's supposed to be, it's usually 4 fingers above your eyebrow, and that's where your wig would normally sit. So I'm already gonna lift her with the tabs, never with the lace, situate her. Okay, so there we go. She already looks better. We're gonna pull her down just a little bit, secure her. And for me, I know that she's already pretty secure where she needs to be. So you can see the part is not great. That's okay. That's gonna be our next step. And if you're not sure that you're gonna keep your wig, don't break the part yet. Just kind of move her around and see what you think with your fingers. Is it something that you like? Because I can tell you plenty of times I bought a wig, didn't think I liked it, and I ended up returning the wig and then kind of kicked myself for doing that. So anyway, you can see she needs some work up here. So what we're gonna do, gonna mist it with water and get the part where I want it to go. It may take a couple of times, Again, I never do this when I'm in a hurry. So I usually tend to like my parts right about here. That feels right. Actually, we're gonna move it a little bit more this way. And I always mist it with water. Not everybody does that, but for me, I just happen to like it. Just easier to kind of move those fibers around. Okay, so now she's got a part in it that I think I like. Yes, okay. And I kind of usually like this piece, I know, a little bit more over here. So adjust her a little bit more. Now, I know too that I happen to like my wigs away from my face, but before I do that, I'm gonna comb her just to kind of get a better idea. So you can see she's already looking better. You know, I spend a little bit of time. See, it doesn't even really take much time, but spend a little time brushing her out. I also know that I like a little bit of my hair in the front, and it matches this because I put that root cover up on it. I pull out just a little bit of my hair, and look at that, she's already looking better. But I do notice I have flyaways, which we're gonna fix, and we're also going to move it away from my face a little bit. So again, I'm gonna spritz with a little bit of water right up front. I'm gonna take my hot tool. I have it set on 265 degrees. Heat-friendly fibers need heat, but they don't need a lot of heat. So never use too much heat. Always check the manufacturer's directions on how much heat you can use. I usually even go less than that. So I'm gonna always keep your tool moving, never stop. And you may hear a sizzle. That is okay. That's the water in the wig. You will usually hear a sizzle. So don't freak out about that, but I'm always keeping it moving. I'm not doing it too much, and I'm trying to grab those front fibers just to try to move it away from my face. All right, so I've moved it away. It's warm. It's not hot, it's warm. And I want this to cool, and it does not take long to cool, so I'm gonna put a clip, okay? Same thing over here. First, I kind of like her to, I'm gonna get her to lay down right there a little. So again, you can hear sizzle maybe. Little sizzle, and you see I'm not really pulling it through the whole thing. I'm just hitting where I want the heat to calm it down. All right, and then I also want this to go back. And the good news is that after you style your wig, a heat-friendly wig, it will stay styled until you until you want to restyle it again, until you add heat again to the wig. So you can even wash this wig if you don't touch it or anything else. You can wash this wig and it will have the exact same style, which I absolutely love. So I know I'm gonna do that. I happen to know, I had this tool ready. I really like the style of this wig, so I'm not really gonna do anything to her. But I'm gonna, while these cool a little, I like her to have a little bit more body. So I'm gonna gently pull this through. I don't do this a lot with my wavier wigs. And again, this is a wig brush. Only use wig brushes. Do not use a regular brush because you will destroy your wig. So there we go. Now, I know this is cool. See, it did not take long. Cool. Pull it out. And oh my gosh, isn't she so cute? I really like this wig. Super cute style. I like it too because I can tell where it sits. I'm not gonna have to put a lot of heat on it regularly because it's above my collar. I can tuck her if I want to. Yeah, she's very cute. Anyway, hopefully this helps you in learning how to style your wig. You give yourself time, give yourself patience, and know that when you take it out of the box, it's not gonna always look exactly like you think it's going to look, but work with it and know that you need to, get dressed, do what you need to do to feel best about yourself when trying on a wig. I hope this video was helpful.